All right, good evening, everybody. Ian Satterfield, Planning Ops Trainee. I'll go through what happened today and what our plan is for tomorrow. So I'll start out here in Oscar. Again, they continue to hold this line, working hard to gain depth. They're 150 to 200 feet in depth-wise and mopping up. So things are looking really good there. As we come around into Papa Cruise, like I said yesterday, there's a hand line input in up here on top. It's held all day today. Good news is hopefully we're getting some rain over there. That'd be good news for the folks that are over there. And that line's holding well. We also had our large contingency of boots on the ground over here, gridding and really putting a hurt on this piece that's down here by 395 where it came into the flats. As we come around into QQ off of Dixie Mountain, crews are still up here on the hand line up top to Dixie Mountain, holding and working to mop up in there. And then as we come down to the dozer line and it wraps around down into Dixie, we have folks in there also working to gain some depth, get some mop up happening. Our Dixie structure that's embedded in here, they're working to gain some depth around the structures in there, mop up around structures. And then as we move out of Dixie Valley, heading up over Horton Ridge back down, dozer line is completing in. Crews continue to strengthen that line and work at opportunities to start mopping up and holding this piece on Horton Ridge. The contingency line piece that goes down through Horton Valley is complete, and as well as the dozer line piece of the contingency line that comes down the power line and ties back into the sugar fire. Crews are out here today with the feather bunchers and skidders doing some tree work in there to strengthen that line. That work is projected to be completed by end of shift today, if not halfway through tomorrow. As we work onto the Beckworth Genesee Road, crews are still masticating from the DP624 back down towards Beckworth. Still have a couple more days of masticating. They're working on getting 50 to 100 feet of depth there. As we come back up on top on the Fire Here's Edge, up here by the Coyote Hills, everything's holding really well in there. Crews are just monitoring. And then as we come around onto Turner Ridge, again, crews are working to gain depth, hold that. Hasn't been any issue in quite some time, so we'll keep the good work in there. As we come around into Romeo, again, they're probably 150 feet, 200 feet mopped in. They're looking really good along that ridge. I would expect to see some black line back on the map tomorrow or the next day. Kind of bouncing back a little bit for our structure and contingency groups. They're still assisting with constructing that mastication on the line, as well as in the Dixie Valley there. As we pop over here to division, uniform, again, the line both on top and below are completed, and their main focus is in that Devil's Punch Bowl where they're managing the risk and going direct. It sounds like they had a really good day in there. Not a whole lot of use of the rotor wing, but to me that's a sign that things are going well in there if they're not needing any water. As we jump over into Genesee, again, crews are maintaining and making sure we get good depth around all those structures, making sure we don't have any needle cast and any kind of issue where it could get into a structure, so it's being well monitored. As we come around in November, again, patrol, mop up, keeping an eye on this, the Wilcox cabins area, and then again back over here on the Dyer Mountain, just patrolling, fielding those calls from the public, and the same as we come down into WWXX. In addition to tomorrow, our folks from the west that have been helping us out, they're going to be pulling back their help and transitioning their stuff up to the west, which makes sense since they're having a tough time now. So now we're going to help them out by pushing up their resources. So Papa will be taking over, the bottom piece, and what we're going to do is we're going to disband the Dixie structure group, leave it what necessary resources need to happen here in Dixie Valley, and QQ will end up taking that piece over, and we're going to create the Honey Lake group, and they'll be up here to handle the 30,000 acre spot, which from the west are communicated down to us is in patrol status. So they'll be up there with resources, and they can also come down and assist either Papa or Oscar if we have any issues in there. So we're putting the plan together to fight against these tough weather conditions and tough firefighting conditions. End of report.